So what in the world is all the hype about these Woomer colored pencils we keep seeing online everywhere? Well, today we're going to find out. And we're also going to color this page from Johanna Basford's Worlds of Wonder with these pencils. So meet me on the other side and let's get started. Before we hop into the coloring page, first I wanted to stop down and talk about these colored pencils that we're going to be using today. A few weeks ago, I was approached by a company named Woomer, and they asked me if they sent me their colored pencil set, if I would mind or wouldn't mind reviewing them on my channel. And of course, I obliged. And so just up front, I want to let you know that I was not paid for anything here outside of receiving the pencils themselves. I was not compensated or anything like that. So this is an objective opinion of mine on how these colored pencils fared. So you can see here, their logo is a kitty cat, and this is a 72 color pencil set. And it says here, good light fastness, can't say that, good light fastness, soft core, artist quality, and saturated colors. Now on the back, we have the array of all the different colors. An example of the pencil, and you can see the same thing. It's got a 3.8 millimeter soft core. I did confirm with the company, these are oil-based. It doesn't say it on here, but these are oil-based, not wax-based. So this would compare to like a higher-end polychromos maybe. Wide range of colors, etc. These are made in China. And this right here, the label is wrapped around the box. So when you get it, be careful when you pull it apart, because this is also your swatch chart here, if you want to use this to swatch. I've opened up the tin, and here are the 2 trays of colors that you get. Now, I have already reordered the pencils in a color family order that is more pleasing to me. And of course, I've labeled and numbered them, and I've put them in my swatch book, and I'll share that with you in just a second. I reordered them to better align with my Prisma color family chart, the order that I'm used to coloring with my Prismas, because it will be more natural for me to reach for my colors in that order from any color set that I get. So I went ahead and swatched these. Let me get my swatch book and I'll be right back. Okay, and here's my swatch book that you guys are used to seeing, where I have all these different brands and swatches of colors. And I will leave a link to the video just above here on the screen, which shares my method of doing this with you guys, so you too can swatch your own colors. Okay, so let's get into it. So we've got 72 colors. So in my book, that's 3 pages. My first impression was that these are highly pigmented and the color is very saturated. So I was really excited about that. And there was a little bit of crumbling with the lead, but not, well, it really wasn't bad. It was very minor. And so you get a little bit more pencil dust than, I guess, pencil crumbles. But that was the other thing that I noticed. But I will say that on this cardstock, coloring these, it was very buttery and it was very smooth. And it actually made me think that this might be a really big contender for the Ohuhu Halawa pencil. So if we just look at this first page of colors, you can see the colors here and then the saturation here of the Woomers. They're just, I guess it depends on the color, but these are very pigmented. I do remember when I colored with the Halawas that they were very crumbly, but we're not reviewing that today. We're talking about Woomer. So here, I think what these reminded me of, so of course they reminded me of the Halawa pencils, they also really reminded me of Artex. The way the barrel felt in my hand, the way that the color laid down, definitely this is a great pencil. So I think this is also, I recently did a video on budget-friendly colored pencil sets, and had I done the video just like a week later, I would have included this set in that video. So this is around the same price point as the Halawas, and I think the Castle Arts. I do have discount codes from Woomer to share with you guys. One discount code is for Amazon in the US. That is the only Amazon location that carries these pencils. If you do not live in the US or have access to the US Amazon ordering system, then your other alternative would be to order directly from their website. And they also provided me with a discount code that you could use. Both codes are for 10% off. if you order directly from them. So I'll leave those down in the description for you guys. But yeah, this is a very budget friendly, really nice pencil. And I even might put this above um, the Castle Arts and the Hollowas. It's pretty close though to the Hollowas, but I was really pleasantly surprised, especially because I'd never heard of this company. I started doing research on them before I replied to them to see if I wanted to get a set, and I saw a lot of YouTubers in the coloring world that were reviewing these, and I thought, oh wow, so they're kind of coming out strong into the coloring world right now. So if you've heard of them but always wondered, today we're going to color our color along page using this pencil so you can see them in action. So that said, let's hop into the coloring along and let me get my supplies and I'll be right back. Actually, before we get to the coloring page, I wanted to share this on Amazon. So here is the colored pencil kit. There's two things I wanted to point out. First of all, there's a 30% off coupon on Amazon that's going to be more lucrative than the 10% discount code that I leave in my description. I'll still leave it in my description in case a year from now somebody is watching the video and wants to take advantage of that. But when you apply that coupon, it brings it down to, for me, with shipping, about $31, $32. So it takes $10 off instead of, I guess you get like 4 with a 10% off coupon. So I wanted to share that. So I don't know how long that will be up there, but take advantage of that while you can. Also, they have two options here. There's no difference. This is the same set. So whether you choose, so just go ahead and choose basic. They used to say, basic and fresh. And when I reached out to ask them what the difference was, they said that there was like a labeling issue and they had to sort it out with Amazon, but it is the same 72 pencil set. It's not like one has something more than the other. So just choose basic and you'll get the set that we're talking about today. Okay, so now got that out of the way, let's get over to the coloring page. Today's page that we're coloring is from Johanna Basford's Worlds of Wonder coloring book. And this is page 12. And I remember I always start counting from the this book belongs to panel page. So that would be 1. And that being said, that is number 12. So because this is kind of a mandala style picture, I went ahead and colored 3/4 of it. So normally with my color alongs, I've got the completed page and we color the color combos on another page. But here we're going to color this together. So let's take a look at our cheat sheet. So here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 colors. And look, only 4 color combos on the entire page. You know I like using limited palettes, so this page was no exception to that rule. And yeah, so Worlds of Wonder, page 12, Woomer set of 72. Just like with all my other color alongs, I will provide the color conversion chart. This time it will include a 7th set, which would be the Prismas, because normally I'm coloring with Prismas and I present you with 6 color conversion brands. So this time, because this is a new set, you'll have 7 brands to choose from to mimic these color combos. Okay, so you can see here the leaves. It's this green combo is all of the leaves. Then we have this combo for our blue flowers, and then the pink combo, of course, for the pink flowers. And then down here, normally I have my background at the bottom of this page, but since I used pencil and it was another combo, I just stuck it here and wrote background here. But it's 4 colors, and the three of the 4 colors are anchored near the bottom or the outside edge, getting very light to this cream color here as we color towards the center. It's very easy, I promise. Let me get the colored pencils for this combo number 1 for the leaves, and I'll be right back. Okay, so color combo number 1 is yellow green, olive green, and juniper green. So here's the pencil set. You can see that there's gold writing on the pencils, which I am not a fan of, but I don't ding this brand for that because a lot of brands have gold on it. It just makes it harder to read. So you have to just kind of turn it at the right angle to see what the pencil number is, the name. I believe this is the light fast rating. Now, I don't care about light fastness because I'm only coloring in coloring books, but if you are using this for artist quality prints or things like that, then you might want to do some tests on your own. I'm not sure what kind of tests were done to come up with this rating here. I really don't know too much about it and don't pretend to. So yeah, there we go. Let me start coloring. We're going to start with this little motif right here with these green leaves. So we're going to start here on the edge, and I'm going to double up on these a little bit so this doesn't take too terribly long. So this is just our normal combo 1, 2, 3, light, medium, and dark. What I'm doing is I'm coloring this medium color over the line here, and then the darkest color here at the bottom. I'll also darken it here a little bit to imply a shadow from this leaf onto that one. And then take this green, yellow green, I had to look at the name again, sorry guys, and color it over the whole leaf. So there you go, that's your first leaf set. So you'll imitate or mimic the same process over here. So we're just going to keep going on this side of the motif, and then I will color the rest of it off camera. So same thing, putting down the yellow green first, and then the olive green. Again, I'm going up above that middle line, just barely. And then this juniper green. I think this green is really pretty. And again, just adding it in these little crevices here to imply a shadow for both the stem and this bigger leaf below. And then blend it all out with the, again, yellow green. I can't even, y'all, I'm losing my mind. Okay, just so you know, this olive green is going to be the stems for like this outline stem, the stems here. So I'm always using this middle green. So we'll color that in a little bit here. Start with this yellow green again, olive green, juniper, so I'm doing this in only 2 layers. You can use as many layers as you like. You guys know I like to burnish right off the bat. If you could actually build up a lot of layers, I will say that these pencils, when they sharpen, they hold their point pretty well. And I haven't really had any breakage, or, you know, I'm pretty hard on my pencils too. So I think you can just kind of go for it. Color whichever way you would prefer. And if you hear that noise, that's me pulling the pencils. I hold all the pencils in my left hand. Sorry about that. I'm too set in my ways. It's too late for me to change. Okay. And I'm not sure what's going on with my voice in this video. I'm filming this over Memorial Day weekend, and I've literally just been a lump on the couch. I haven't done anything all weekend. I've done a lot of gaming, but that's it. Okay, so there is the first leaf set here. So I will color this other one off camera, but before we do that, let's continue on and color some more leaves. Oh, actually, wait, one thing. I almost forgot. I do take the black pencil, and I just tuck a little bit of a line right there where that shadow is, just to deepen it and contrast it a little bit more. Give it a little bit more oomph. All right, I didn't want to forget that. Okay, let's do these leaves here. Leaves, not leaves. Okay, again with the yellow green. I promise you guys, this is so stinking easy. And I thought, you know, we haven't done a Johanna page in a while, and one of my very kind subscribers asked if I could do one. I hope this is okay. I'll try to do some more in the future for everybody. I thought this would be a good page. It's kind of quick and easy to test out this new pencil set on. Okay, same thing here. Just bringing in this black pencil to add just a little bit more shadow there. These leaves will be done exactly the same way. I'll color one for you here. Okay, same thing with the black pencil, just a little bit of a baby outline there. And if you feel like you've gone too far, you can always blend it back out with your green. Now the same thing here on these little leaves. It's the 3 colors again. And I know you might be thinking, Kim, how am I supposed to cram 3 colors in that dinky leaf? Well, I'm here to tell you, I believe in you and you can do it. Just make sure you have a sharp pencil tip. That will help. All right, there's that. Now we have leaves down here. So this is the center motif. So we'll go ahead and color a couple of these. It's the same 3 colors, the same order. This green is almost everywhere on this page, so it ought to be really easy for y'all to use it and get the hang of it pretty quick. But I'm always here if y'all have questions or need help with anything. You can always either reach out to me directly. My email address is on my About page. You could catch me on Instagram or Facebook, or just leave me a note here. Whatever works best for you, that's fine with me. Okay, there's the green. And the last thing we'll do is the green on these little leaves going around the edge. It's the same thing. The yellow green, the olive green, juniper, and then I just take the yellow green and go over the whole thing to blend it. And then don't forget, so it's going to be that on both sides all the way. And then this olive green is your stem. And anywhere I had like a little piece of the leaf right there from the flower to the stem, I just made the whole thing this juniper green, just to keep it simple. But there's that. And I think that's it for the greens. Oh wait, one more thing. We do have green leaves here. Sorry. But these are just like the other leaves we've already colored. You can tell I'm not very organized, and I just sort of hit record and start talking with no script, no agenda. I mean, I kind of have a loose agenda in my mind, but I don't have anything written down, any cue cards, and that's why I just tend to forget things and, oh yeah, you guys a lot. Okay. So my apologies. There you go. I think that's all the greens. This is going to be the same. I keep saying that's all the greens, and then I find another part. So we'll color this flower. So again, the stem is the olive green. These are colored just like these out here. And then we've already colored this little leaf here. And then this little bumpity bump at the base of the flower is just our same combo. Okay, now for real this time, I'm going to go get the pink pencils and I'll be right back. Our next color combo for the pink flowers is white, violet pink, and light red violet. So you can already see, if you color in the green first, you're getting most of the page. That's the majority of all the coloring on this page. So this is actually really easy. This is the light pink coloring most of the petal with an outline of the light, I have to look at the color again, red violet, and then I'm just using white to get this highlight. So let's color this one right here. We'll color a few petals together. Oops, okay. So like I said, these do kick up a little bit of pencil dust when you color with them. And don't do what I just did and use your finger to smear it across the page, because it literally will smear. Not joking, take my word for it. All right, this is the light red violet. I'm just bringing this down around the outline of the petal. So here I'm coloring darker with the light pink. I'm going over the purple, but I'm not going all the way down to the bottom. That way when I come in with the white, that white lightens that pink a lot easier. And then I'm just going to reinforce the purple line here. And that's really it. So I'm just going to repeat that. We'll do one more petal together. All right, so now what I will do, we're going to move on to the next pink flowers, and I will speed color, or not speed color, I'm sorry, I will color those off camera. So the next thing we have are these little tulips here, and it's the same thing. So we're going to do pink. Trying to make sure this is in the center of the camera for you guys. Pink, or the light pink here, that is, like 2/3 of the way down that flower. The light violet purple. The light red violet. I'm sorry, I had to look at my sheet. I keep calling it the same thing. It looks purple to me, right? Just go with it. This pencil. And then lastly, you can use the white at the very tips to lighten that up. And that's that. This flower here, we're going to color the same way. Okay. Pink for most of the petals. And then dark purple. We're leaving just a little bit of the pink at the bottom, so we can highlight it with the white. There you go. Now you can see here, for these flowers, it's the same combo, but every other flower is pink, blue, or turquoise, pink, turquoise, whatever. So this flower here will be pink. And then for these flowers, I just make sort of the M shape at the top of the flower for this purple. And then on this flower, it doesn't look like I used the white at all. Looks like I just did the pink. Okay, now let's talk about the center of that. I'm going to get my cadmium yellow. What I'm going to do is color a circle with this pink. I'm going to take the cadmium yellow and color in the whole thing, and that gives it an orangey color there. Now over here, this flower center you could see is straight up yellow, and then purple right there in the middle, and then all of these little pieces here These sections are just purple. Okay, so let's color this guy. He is just straight purple. Easy peasy. We have a pink center. Okay, and then the last thing we're going to do is talk about these little spheres on the outside. See, oops, pardon the camera shake there, I just knocked my stand. Okay, so you can see here, it's the same combo, but every other one looks different. That's because here I'm going purple to white, and then from the outside in, and then purple to white from the inside out, and I'm just alternating each one. So the next one here is purple to white from the inside out. So that means we're going to have pink on the very outside, then we're going to take purple across the middle, around the middle, you know what I mean. And then we're going to go in darker again with the pink, and we're going to leave a little bit along the edge for our white pencil. So we have a little pink there. Why do we have that there? That's so the white pencil has a little pigment to push around when we color over that. So here we're just going to blend it with the white, and that gives it a little bit of a glow on the outside. The center here is just yellow. So let's do the next one here. And this is the opposite. So we're going to start out with purple around the outside. Okay, and then we're going to move to pink for the rest of this. We'll come back and make that purple just a little wider. Okay, so now we'll darken the pink, but we won't go all the way to the center. And then lastly, we'll use the white just in a circle around the center. And that's how you color those two. Okay, now I will go and color the rest of the pink off camera, and then I will come back with the turquoise blend. I will be right back. Okay, the third combo that we have on the page is this turquoise that you see on some of the flowers and other elements. So again, it's 3 colors. It's Caribbean Sea, light aqua, and turquoise green. So let's get started. Okay. So there are only 4 of these flowers on the page. So I've already colored 3. So I'll color this last one together with you guys. So we're going to start out with the Caribbean Sea. And we're going to color this just at the very top. And I'm making just kind of a circle. Then I'm taking the light aqua and I'm making a U around that circle and coming up to like the point of where the stamen is. Then I'll bring in the turquoise green. And we'll reinforce that up and around the outside. And then lastly, the Caribbean Sea. Okay, so let me do one more petal real quick, and then we'll move on to some other flowers. Okay, that should do it. So next up, let's move on to this flower here. There's two more here to color, and that is the same combo. So what we'll do here is we'll start out with, and let me turn this around. So we can, okay, we're going to start with the Caribbean Sea at the bottom, and then at the bottom around the edge of the second layer at the top. Then we'll come in with the light aqua. And the turquoise green. And on the turquoise green, so the light aqua and turquoise green, there's not a lot of contrast between the two colors. So I tried to color a little, always try to color a little darker with the turquoise green than the light aqua to differentiate the two. They blend really well. And as you can see, all of these colors have blended so easily today with these pencils. They're just really, really, really nice to color with. So you see how I've lost that turquoise green a little bit, so I'll go back and reinforce it. And you don't have to. It still looks really pretty. And lastly, Caribbean Sea. Okay, and then we'll go back to our light pink. Oops. Do it neater than me for the stamen. Okay, now we're going to take the light aqua and see these little dots around here. We're going to color those in with the light aqua. And I know it's a tiny little circle, just do your best. Now we have a flower here on the inside. And this is the same. We're going to do the Caribbean Sea. We'll start that out first. Light aqua, turquoise green. Again, we'll just make an M at the very top like we did here with the light red violet. Now for the center of the flower, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take the pink, outline that, and then take our yellow and color it in. We'll also do the same over here. Make this pink. Oops. And then color the entire thing yellow. And then here, these are pink. So I want to make sure I color all of those pink as well. All right, the last thing, actually not the last thing. We have these little, I guess they're also little petals or leaves in between the green. Those are also colored with the turquoise blue blend. Okay, same 3 color combo. And again, like I said, I like to assembly line these a little bit, which speeds up the process. Work smarter, not harder. And I'd love to hear in the comments, oops, got out of the lines there. Is that that? I'd love to hear in the comments if you want more Johanna books. I know that, like, for me recently, her more recent books feel repetitive, so I haven't been as enthusiastic to color in them. My favorite books of hers are the older ones like World of Flowers and Enchanted Forest, but let me know. I do have small victories. I probably have most of her books, but I just don't color in them too much anymore. Okay, and we'll leave those for later. So now the last thing we have to do is this section of circles here. And this is going to be the same as, let me turn this, as we saw with the pink. So it's going to be a light outside, a dark outside, and we're going to just alternate that around. And it's the same process. So we'll start here. We won't color against the spiral. The last one I have here is a dark outside. So now the darkest part will be in the center. We'll take the light aqua. We're going to take that all the way to the edge, very lightly. And then we're going to have our Caribbean Sea. Okay. All right, next up, this will be dark to light. So we'll start out with the turquoise green on the outside. And again, this is just a circle, a dark circle. Bring in the light aqua. And then the Caribbean Sea. So I'll go back over that a second time to really reinforce the color and clean up any areas I might have missed in these little scallop edges. Okay. Remember the center for these is our yellow that we're using. Oops, I grabbed the wrong one. I grabbed the cream. Okay, that's it for the turquoise combo. So let me finish coloring the turquoise combo and then we'll tackle the background. I'll be right back. Okay, I've completed all the turquoise parts. The last thing we have to tackle is the background. Now, before we do that, I'm going to pop up a picture real quick to show you what this looks like without the background colored in. So for those of you that can't visualize it because the yellow is in the way, I want you to be able to see it. You could stop your coloring right here and it's a perfectly beautiful image. For me, it felt incomplete, so I decided to add a background. And then when I chose the colors for the background, I chose this gold combination, which might be a little unusual. So basically when I woke up this morning, I chose courage and bravery with my color combos. So yeah, here is the combo here. It's 4 colors. We're going to use cream. And I colored it like this because cream takes up most of the, probably 3/4, maybe 2/3 of the space. And then the other 3 colors are the bottom third. So I'll show you how to do that, but it's cream, green gold, light yellow ochre, and taupe gray. So let me zoom in and I'll be right back. Okay, normally I go from light to dark, but in this case, I've gone from dark to light. So I'm going to color this little section here, and then I'll color the rest off camera. So I'm going to start with the taupe gray, and I'm only going to color about that much along the outline here. Let me turn that a little bit. Okay, next I'll come in with the, sorry I don't have these colors memorized yet, light yellow ochre. They're all new to me. So that amount, we're going to go up, that's like to right here, but we're going to color the entire space there with this color. We're going to color over the taupe gray. So we're going to double the height of what we've already colored essentially. But the key is to color over the taupe gray. You get a really nice blend. Okay, next step, green gold. We're going to do kind of the same thing. With the green gold, we're going to come up here. We're going to kind of double the height of that. Actually, I think I color it up to about here, to be honest. I had to look at how I did this before. I want to make sure I'm making this look consistent. That's the issue with coloring it all at the same time and then only coloring part of it and then coming back to it later. And don't worry about pencil strokes. We'll clean those up. All right, lastly, we'll go in with the cream. The cream is super light, so depending on how much you want that to show up, you might have to do more than a few layers to really saturate it. Okay, now we're going to go back to the taupe gray, and this time I'm going to double the height. I'm going to bring the taupe gray, let me start here. I'm going to bring it up a little bit more. Make the bottom really dark. And we're going to feather that up just a little bit, a little lighter. But this is what's going to give you that darker, dramatic edge that makes this background really successful. Okay, now we will come back with the light yellow ochre. We're going to bring that up a little higher. And again, we're just going to color that over the darker part. I'm going to go from this part here over so I can see how high I went with the yellow ochre. And I think it's just a little bit higher, not too much higher than where we already have it. But you want to be sure and color that again over the taupe gray to blend it. I am getting pencil dust, so there are times when you don't see it, I'll stop the camera and get those crumbs off of here. And what you want to do too is sort of feather this up into the next color just a little bit to make it blend better. So again, the goal is a darker outline. Now again with the green gold, Okay, now we will come back with the cream. I'm going to go this way this time. What I really want to do is blend between those two colors to make sure I've got a good blend there. Okay, we're going to do one last thing. I'm going to go through now and again, just really along that edge, darken up the taupe gray to reinforce it even more. Make it a little more dramatic. All right. Then what I want to do is I'm going to take my cream and I'm going to color. So I was coloring this way. I'm going to color, I don't want to say against the grain, but in the opposite direction to kind of smooth out any pencil strokes that I have going on there. You could even use this green gold. I almost said light ochre, green gold. And thank you guys for always giving me such grace with my mistakes and for tuning in and listening to me ramble on camera. It just amazes me that y'all continue to do that. But I thank you. I'm very grateful for each and every one of you. Okay, so that's it. So that is the outside background. Let's color the inside real quick. Oops, and I see I missed these. Let me get those real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, now we're going to move to the middle section. It's the same concept. We're just going to take the taupe gray around the outside here. Light yellow ochre. And again, we're coloring back down over the taupe gray. And then this is the green gold. And you can see we're not taking this color up too far because most of this will be the cream at the very end. And you'd be surprised once you get started on this background how quickly you can actually finish it. It moves really fast. By the way, don't forget to keep your pencil sharp. That will help out a lot. It will give you more control over your pencil with a sharper tip. And also, I failed to mention, be sure to sharpen them before you start coloring with them right out of the tin because they are shipped with a little bit of a wax coating on the tip to help preserve the tips during the shipping process. So be sure to always, no matter what your color pencil set is that you're using, always sharpen them before you start using them. Okay, I'm just reinforcing this taupe gray a little bit down here. Lastly, we'll go in and add another layer of cream. With a pale yellow like this, it can be tricky to get all of the little white spots on the page. So you might hold up your page at different angles in the light to make sure you've hit every little nook and cranny. It's hard for me to see under this lighting exactly if I've gotten all of the white spots, but you get the idea. Okay, so there we go. There's our background. I'll be right back, and we're going to take our white Posca pen and add a few little details. Okay, so what we're going to do, I've got this white Posca pen. It's the 1.8 to 2.5 millimeter, and I'm just going to add a white dot on the tip of each of these pink flowers here. Nothing too crazy, just something simple. And remember that with this pink pencil pigment, sometimes your Posca pen will pick that up and it will turn light pink. So you might have to go over that with a second layer, which I will do now. Just touching a second layer to make that really opaque. Be careful not to get your hand over that. Maybe work, if you're right-handed, maybe work left to right. Oops. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is take my fingernail, kind of clean that up a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing that on the rest of the white flowers. All right, we're going to use a Posca pen and try to add some highlights to these leaves. We're going to be real super gentle. This is a very fat tip. I have a skinnier tip, but it's not, the ink isn't moving very well on it. So there you go. You can see how that really adds a nice highlight. Okay. I'm going to do one last round over these. Before I wrap up the video, I wanted to share a few final thoughts about these Woomer colored pencils. Now, I've seen other videos where people say that the color family is missing some colors, but to me, with a set of 72 colors, you can't get everything. So I agree that maybe one or two more oranges would have been nice. But I don't know. I thought that the color offering for me was fine. So I do understand that they are coming out with or working on a more expanded set. I can't remember if it's 120 or something like that. So if you want more colors, maybe wait for that to come out. But in the meantime, like I said, for me, this set works great. Again, I like the blendability. I feel like it's very buttery and creamy. This is a fantastic substitute for Prismacolor pencils, even though Prismacolors are wax-based. These really laid down nicely for me. And again, this is just my opinion. And I think that's it. But I'd love to know if you guys try these, what you think. And don't forget, I'll have some discount codes in the description for you. And with that, I think our video is complete. I hope you enjoyed coloring this page with me. As usual, I will have the cheat sheet link in the description for you, along with 7 pencil brands that I'm converting these colors into. And I think that's it. If you have any questions or comments, please just drop them down in the comment section for me. And with that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.